Woo! Where do we start? Yo, it's the King's Court in the building! End of year festivities.
Indeed.
We are, what, a couple of days before Christmas now?
It is.
King's Court MMA, you got Obusogi?
Yes, and we got Mardi.
Yeah, and we got a lot to talk about. So I'm guessing we're gonna have a nice some chopped up content today. We're just gonna go in. I've been writing bullet points on what to talk about, but there's a lot. First and foremost, the repercussions from 296.
296. Interesting card.
Where do we start? I mean, actually we watched the Edwards versus Covington fight.
Yeah.
And obviously when you're watching it at, what time was it in the morning? 6 in the morning, whatever, 5 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah.
I don't think it hit me beneath the surface level how good Leon was.
He was good.
Honestly.
He was good. People are just focusing on how bad Colby was, but no, you have to attribute that to how good Leon was.
Honestly. We watched it again today, and like some of the kicks, of course, were filthy, you know.
Undoubtedly.
As Kobe said, you know, he walks away, not a scratch on him. Sorry, walked away. The guy
humbled.
Let's get a meme of like a sloth or something, like crawling down the pathway with his legs absolutely amputated.
Not one, but
two knees, 2 ice packs, fully hobbled away. But yeah, not a scratch on him. And the excuses have continued. What is the latest one that you've heard? Because I mean, it's a long list of them from Kobe.
The latest one I heard, which I don't know if it was an old clip or not, was about the Trump one in terms of he lost because the referees
don't like Trump.
Yeah, they don't like Trump basically.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure he said that against Usman, the first one as well, but I think it's one he can just recycle.
Yeah. And what else have I heard? So that was one reason. Oh, I think it's breaking news. He broke his foot, or he injured his foot in the first 30 seconds with a kick that landed on Leon's elbow. So he had a damaged ankle or damaged foot off the result of that.
Wow.
And apparently he's got receipts and he's going to prove it.
Okay. Well, I never want to say anyone's faking it, so bring your receipts, Colby. Let's discuss when the receipts are in.
But as I was saying, the guy, he got not just the kicks, he got, like, when I watched it again with the sound up and I was wide awake, some of those connections, some of the left hooks from Leon, he got hit clean, like clean, like obviously nice.
This sound
like when, you know, obviously not straight, not at exactly that level of a baseball bat against a tree is how I would describe what Emmett did to Bryce, and the sound of that impact. Because I think the only way you can get that sound is if you get a metal baseball bat and you smack that against an oak tree. Honestly,
that sound was horrible.
Because we heard it live, but then again, when you rewatch and you know it's going to happen,
yeah, you're just like, oh,
my bum was tight. I was like, it's coming. Oh, it's like when you're all on timers and you're on Oblivion and you know the drop is going to happen, and your bum just starts
clenchy.
Oh, but yeah, crazy. But the UFC are already saying, apparently, I watch is it Dave Lavelle's Leon's head coach.
Mm-hmm.
So UFC are already saying that they want Leon back out for April.
Quick turnaround, okay.
That was shared on Ariel show.
Yeah, MMA Hour.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. We want active champs, you know. Kamaru was an active champ, and I think champ, and that's why I think a lot of people gave Kamaru stick because maybe thought he was boring or whatnot, but he was an active champ. That's what we like to see.
Look at Izzy. We're talking about activity as a champion. Izzy and Bulk.
And yeah, these guys,
for me, are all cut from the same cloth, where they're just 100%. Martial artists. They're just athletes. They 100%. Take this seriously. None of the other hysterics happening outside. They're just all about that life.
That's it. Volk, they can't even keep Volk busy in his weight division. That's why he had to move up to base Islam twice. Like, this is what we need. So, shout out to Dave Bell, shout out to Leon. But Dave said that basically he doesn't want Bilal next.
No, he said apparently the better matchup will be Leon versus Gilbert Burns.
Yeah.
Which I thought, I was like, yeah. It's like, where's that come from?
Burns does not deserve that shot at all, really and truly. And I think it's a bit unfair because for me, it seems like Leon doesn't really want to fight anyone because he said, oh no, I don't want to fight this guy.
Didn't want to fight Colby though, remember?
He didn't want to fight Colby, but
hey, but then at the same time, he's not calling out who he wants to fight.
Yeah,
so
it's
like their names are getting thrown at him. And I'm not hey, I'm not being negative towards Leon. I'm not
Oh, no,
saying that
not
he's
at all.
ducking anyone. Definitely not.
Mm-mm.
But it's like, yo, pick a name. Like you've
Yeah.
got that power in your hands.
That's it. That's the advantage that comes with the belt.
Not Burns. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Not Burns.
It's true.
That's very left field for him to be saying Burns as an option. But yeah, interesting one. What do we? And again, I'm just speculating. What do we think the beef is between the UFC and Bilal? Because effectively, Kobe did exactly what Bilal did when Leon and Usman fought in London. Kobe went, he weighed in, and was pretty much guaranteed before and after by Dana, because he's done all of this for us. He's next. No one's cutting the line. Bilal has done exactly that. He's on what 10 fight unbeaten 10 fight win streak.
10 fight win streak, yeah.
Leon now is on 12, 13.
I think it's 12
or 13. We'll fold our stats up. So after I think he's top 4 or 5 win streak in the whole UFC, Bilal's.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, what's the beef? What's the problem?
He's on.
Dana was blatantly asked the question like, oh, now obviously Bilal's weighed in, blah blah blah. Does this make him next? Swerved it. What's going on?
It's true. He's undeniable, but it's because of this against styles make fights. But Bilal is not really an exciting fighter. But to be honest, in his last couple of fights, the one against Sean Brady, like we thought Sean Brady was undefeated at that time. We thought Sean Brady was going to walk through him, and Bilal starched him really and truly. Obviously, he's very heavy. He's very wrestling heavy, and the cage grinding heavy, and people don't really like to see that. And I think that's probably why Dana's probably moving away from it. But at the moment in time, you've got to build a case for somebody. Bilal is the only logical case. We'll talk about Shavkat. Well, obviously, we'll move on to Shavkat in a minute, but he's not done enough to deserve it at the moment in time. So it's just going to be odd if Bilal doesn't get the shot, And everybody out there saying that Leon's ducking him. Leon's not ducking Bilal. They fought before. Yeah. And Leon, up to that first round, Leon's clear. And you could just see that the distance between the two, the gap between the two was just going to further and further. So, and I truly believe Leon beats him again, So, yeah.
I'll just and plus, if it does go down to the ground, hey, Leon's ready.
He's ready.
He trussed up the Kobe like a chicken, got both his legs and went, I'm going to put you in the oven now. It's time, Christmas turkey. It's time. Wrapped up both his legs and did that and went up to the camera and went, shall I put him in? How many degrees do you want him in the oven?
It's 180 to start with. It was mental.
You got the keys fat. You got the gravy.
He can handle that Bilal heat. He can handle it.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident.
Yeah.
I'm very confident. So, yeah, I agree. It's not a case of ducking, but it's more a case of what is... And I get styles make fights, but sometimes it's just the right thing to do is the guy's earned it, give him his shot. I said it before, I think the UFC, and I think even Leon and his camp had a suspicion that the UFC kind of wanted Kobe to win.
Yeah, that's true.
The guy was, 21 months on the shelf.
Yeah.
And sat out, and we know how much Dana goes if you just nothing comes good of just sitting out.
Exactly.
Dana even mentioned that again in the interview, you shouldn't have sat out, and said he looks old. Like Dana went in.
He went in on
him.
He
did go in. So he did go in. So I think some people say that Kobe has always had a privilege card has been done and used now. Dude's had 3 title shots. Not been close.
We're not seeing him
again. Let's be honest. Hasn't been close on any of them. We're not seeing him again. I don't want to see him again in that title picture. I'm done with him. And I'm not even going to get into the disrespect and everything else because I think that's been covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, his privilege card is gone. Hence why, who I really want Kobe to have next. Feed him to the lions. Feed him to the lions. Feed him to the lions. Shavkat Sanko. Give Shavkat Sanko a bit of MAGA action.
Chai. No, that wouldn't go.
Because you see how he's calling that Wonder Boy? Because he knows Wonder Boy, let's be honest, doesn't do well against wrestlers.
It's true.
Again, proven on the weekend.
Exactly.
Does not do well. That's not his realm. As much as he fought those takedowns and he fought the hands and he did a great job against Shavkat, who, bear in mind now, we know was fighting on one leg.
Wow.
One leg. Dude had an ankle injury. Again, they showed the receipts. Henry Hooft showed the texts. You need to pull out the fight. You need ankle surgery. 3 weeks before the fight, Shavkat was like, we'll just adjust the game plan.
That's it.
I'm going to win this with one leg.
That mindset, only, like, firstly, there's only a certain people that can have that mindset.
Crazy.
And secondly, there's only certain people that can have that mindset and then implement it as successfully as he did. Like, and people were saying, I've seen a lot of backlash as well, because people saying, oh, you know, he didn't look that great. Shavkat looked great.
I said it live. I said, when the crowd were booing, I was like, you lot aren't seeing the technical ability of this guy. He's on another level. The patience he has. He's like a boa constrictor. They don't have to move fast to finish off their prey. And he reminds me a little bit of like Damian Maia in his prime with what he was doing, where those very small, intricate movements, like if you, as a Wonder Boy, anyone, you move a degree too far left or too far right, he's in. That's it, you're done. You ain't getting out.
And it's true, you said it, we put it in the edits as well, like, the crowd just want action, the crowd just want... Hey,
we don't have an American audience. For me, the crowd were a rednecked, MAGA-loving, Strickland, Kobe-loving crowd who were uneducated, who just wanted to see blood and guts.
It's true.
Putting it bluntly. That was reflected in the fact that, and I like Strickland, I said that, I think he's a character, but the fact that Strickland is as loved as he is by that crowd, and the fact that you can have somebody like Kobe saying the stuff that he said and still getting cheered and loved.
Yeah, that's madness.
Going in. Obviously, you get that going out. And as we can also show, Donald Trump was like, I don't want to be associated with you, because mid-speech, while Kobe was still speaking, Donald was in the crowd going, bye-bye, driver.
He's not the president's favourite fighter at all, or ex-president, should we say.
But yeah, mentality, Shavkat, I would and Leon calling out Wonder Boy and saying he's a pedo. We laughed about that and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
but come on, like, I'd want to see that. I think Kobe gets absolutely destroyed, and if Kobe wants a wrestling match, which is what Leon decided to give him in that final round, try.
It's different.
F around and find out.
Exactly. There's different levels, and Shavkat's such a much bigger welterweight as well than him, but my concern now is, obviously we've touched on the Shavkat injury. How long is he going to be out for? Because he needed surgery. Has he aggravated the injury by fighting? Doctors, that's the thing. Like, how Kobe's going to be out for a bit as well. We should say that. So maybe it'll be at the same time. I mean, he's got 2 knees that need to come back and recover. Exactly.
He knows if he's got any cartilage next. He might need a bit of stem cell, a bit of collagen in his diet.
Bring up your boy Usman. Bring up your boy Usman. Ask him for recommendations.
His new knees.
That's it.
So yeah, maybe they're both going to be out a sufficient amount of time. Let's say, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 months, where actually their recoveries do that.
Yeah, that's true. We want to see it. We're here for it.
Feed them to the lions, baby.
Indeed.
That would be brilliant. But yeah, big up Shavkat Sanko. Kind of touched on it, that Emmett connection.
Yeah.
In the semi-viral moment where we just reacted with, I mean, I don't think we've had that much engagement or that much views on so little words.
Yeah.
So our audience, what you're saying is, yo, King's Court MMA, Obasogi, Mardi, APL, just go on camera and say nothing.
Yeah.
Talk less.
Talk less. Say less.
Say less. Say nothing.
A little less conversation.
A little more action. Hey, we can't dictate what the fighters do, but if we could, wow, I'd dictate that happens more frequently than not. Because
it was literally speechless moment. Like somebody put on the real like, oh, I thought he was dead. Like, we literally thought he was. Man, afterwards, he went into convulsions.
What's that 50 Cent song? Murder. I don't believe it. Murder. Murder. Your life's on the line. Oh, my gosh.
Yay.
For me, I'm not going to lie. I put it in the WhatsApp chat. I had PTSD flashbacks of something that happened 20 years ago where I saw, it was, long story short, we're in a nightclub. Used to be a club promoter in Liverpool. One of my boys, his girl's in the club, her ass gets grabbed by a random. We then take the random and his friends outside because it's our night. So the bouncer's like, yo, you got free reign. If you need to give them a bit of street Judas punishment, you do that around the back where the cameras aren't on.
Take
the boys around the back, get into a bit of fisticuffs. it's very one-sided. They're getting beat down. So I'm done with my 2 boys. I've taken on 2 of them just for fun. I'm in my peak now.
He's prime Brock Lesnar, you know.
Kimbo Slice 20 years ago. Hey, I didn't have a neck. I was about that life, that creatine and that whey protein life full time. So I've got no neck. I'm taking out 2 of them. I'm dusting my hands off, going, yeah, done. My boy won't name names because he's got a reputable job now at a very big international money company. So he's not. So he punches his guy, and I thought, oh, that's a bit mean because he punched the guy, and the guy was wearing glasses. He didn't even like take the guy's full on, and like in the face. And I'm like, oh. So I was like, even then, I was like, that was a dirty connection. So the guy's on the floor. And my boy does, one of those 2-footed football tackles where, the ones you get red card for when you do that. So the guy's head is on the pavement. He's already sparked up. My guy does that and it lands on the back of the guy's head. I see the guy's head on the pavement do like double bounce. That's what I had a flashback of, what Emmett did. And I ran. I just thought, I'm out of here. You know where I ran to? I went to the library. So like the library could get me scanning my
alibi. This is... I logged in.
I did nothing. I just stayed there 3 hours shaking.
Party's still going on in the club.
Thinking, I'm getting larger. So that was flashbacks of Will. Worst bit of violence I've seen with my own eyes. And I was a part of it to a degree. That's what Emmett did for me. That took me all the way back.
Yeah, those are not good flashbacks for sure, I tell you. But that's how disgusting that knockout was.
But, obviously Bryce is fine, so we can be a little bit more lighthearted about it. At the time, complete shock.
Yeah.
And he came out with sort of beautiful words for Emmett, saying, I thank you, brother, for... And he said his words like, thank you for not landing any more shots on me because you probably would have killed me. And I was like, in the moment, it was that deep.
It was deep, man. The guy was out. He was laid out, and then seconds later... He was
convulsions.
Convulsions. It was And then they let him get up. And was it Rogan or something?
Rogan was
saying, just like, don't let him. Like, why are you letting him stand in his own?
We were watching that live, and Rogan he seemed to be the only one in the whole arena was going. He should not be standing up right now.
Madness.
Guy just probably saw the light and was heading towards it. And that one more shot from Emmett would have probably put him, through the other side of the tunnel. Who knows?
It's crazy.
Rogan was the only one who was like speaking, and he also thanked Rogan. Said, thank you, Rogan. I could hear what you were saying as well. Blah blah blah. That you truly care about us fighters. You don't just see us as pieces of meat, but you really care for us as humans. So. And Emmett's also said, like, obviously, I remember in the ring, he was on his knee, like he celebrated, and then straight away was on his knees.
Yeah,
he knew. Whoa, this is another level.
This is a bad KO.
But that was a lot. But so honestly, even in Bryce Mitchell's words, we thank God that he's okay, he's alive, he's back on his farm with his family, building his barn. His barn.
Yeah. Let's see how that barn goes because it looks like a nice size.
Honestly. But with obviously going back to Leon, they're saying April time. That would mean 300.
300. Okay, yeah.
It would put him on UFC 300. Fighting who then?
It has to be Bilal. It has to be Bilal, and I know it's
that can't headline. That can't headline 300.
No, and it won't.
Considering
it won't
how
headline 300. It wouldn't. There has to be another weight class. Pereira would be ready by then to be fighting. And I think that we would know that they want even more than 2 titles on 300. So it could be one of 3 maybe, but no, it can't headline. And that's probably why there's hesitation to book that fight with Bilal because it doesn't sell. Leon doesn't sell in the US. Let's be clear, Leon doesn't sell in the US. In the UK, that makes sense.
Or Ireland, UK or
Ireland, that makes sense.
That'd be massive.
It does. Bilal doesn't sell in the US either. I don't think none of those guys like they don't sing his praises really, which is unfortunate because they're both talented guys. But this is the fight game, but also it's the entertainment business, and they will book what sells, as we know with Sugar Sean, and his next fight, and so on and so forth. So maybe he just misses out on 300 unless they can get somebody else. Who else is in welterweight that could be deserving?
Looking at the rankings now, it's hard, I think wow, Shavkat's jumped up to 3, by the way.
Come on, Shavi. Come on.
Shavkat Shanko, number 3. But obviously, with his injury, we don't know.
Yeah.
That potentially
April's
already
gonna be
rules him
too
out.
soon.
Plus, I think even he potentially has put out, "I want one more
Yeah.
before title,"
Yeah.
and I think that makes sense because Wonder Boy was his first kind of real highly ranked test. Got past him, so that makes sense. I mean, when does I know they're technically fast tracking Ian Gary, aren't they?
They
And
are.
there's a bit of a story there now because of the whole gym build
the
up.
gym stuff.
So now Gary's booked. He's currently ranked 10. But they've rebooked him to fight Jeff Neal, and he's got beef with Jeff Neal.
Oh,
walking around with
stuff.
Jeff Neal's mug. What is wrong? But I think Jeff Neal kind of said, that's poetic justice and a bit of karma. Because he just stayed quiet. And then
he didn't say nothing.
Look what happened to Ian Gary.
It's true.
So it's like, when I heard him say poetic justice, I went, you got that right. Because the guy didn't even end up fighting.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. So when is that booked for? Is that March?
I think that's Miami.
Is it?
I think so.
I'll come back to that because Miami needs a bit of razzmatazz.
Indeed.
That needs a bit of razzmatazz. Yeah, I can't see. Like, Kamaru Usman, we don't want to see that again. They've already fought 3 times. Bilal's obviously ranked number 2. Shavkat, injury, wants one more. Gilbert Burns, I think he's fighting. He's already booked as well. Gilbert Burns, Gilbert Burns is fighting someone.
Okay.
Again, I can't remember who. I think he's got an appointment. And then I love the fact that Kobe's dropped 2.
5.
Kobe's dropped to 2 and Kamaru still won.
Yeah, and how's he dropped below Burns as well?
I love the way they got. No, good. I'm happy.
Is it?
Good.
But there's like,
privilege done. I told you. Privilege is done.
These are the official UFC rankings, by the way.
Official. Absolute dumped. Good. Glad. Delighted. It's a hard one.
It is.
I personally, I agree with you. I personally want to see Leon versus Bilal, UK.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, in the UK. Yeah, we'll sell it.
UK. And then we get Aspinall Garn. Same card.
300. Oh, what, in the UK?
No, UK card.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing up UK card. I'm not touching 300.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
I think 300 is going to be a very hard, considering how heavy they've gone in that first quarter and how many champions. True. I mean, even some of the cards, there's 2 champions fighting, 2 belts being fought for in Q1. I think 300 is going to be a bit techie.
Let's see what they do. They blew out the park every time, but
I think it's going to be a hard one in terms of like making it like an 8/9 out. Like Islam probably can't fight. Ramadan.
Oh yeah.
So he can't do 300.
Oh yeah, and that's the other person Leon could possibly fight. Even though I don't think it's
but
right
for me, that one they both need to fight. Both need to defend. Like, so what? Who's Islam even booked for next? Gaethje or is it Charlie Olives? What's confirmed?
Anyone? Nothing's confirmed.
That's crazy.
Nothing's confirmed. For
so he's not even fighting Q1.
Yeah, probably not.
That's bad.
Probably not.
Because then he can't just fight once a year. No, they're trying to make him there's a Saudi card. But is that going to be a numbered event though?
Oh, I don't know actually. But the better do make it. If they got Islam on it, the better do make it a number card.
I think it'll be a fight night. I think Abu Dhabi's that's going to be the numbered event.
But that's Saudi money as well
for fight night.
But they'll have
No.
If whatever card it has to be a numbered card if Islam's going to be there, And it would make sense to make it a numbered card, but in Saudi, but there's just not enough numbered cards before 300 left for them to make it, basically. Because I think that's going to come in.
What they need to, I don't know how they're going to get. I mean, the UFC does it best, but Leon versus Bilal, UK. Unfortunately, it won't be Q1, so I don't know why they're talking about April, unless they go crazy and put 2 numbered cards on in April,
which they did this year.
Yes.
With the UK, with the UK card as well.
In over like 3 weeks to have 2 numbered cards. So unless they do that again, then I think sick. Because then we get Leon Bilal.
Mm-hmm.
I have to look at the dates for Ramadan. Because then if Leon gets through that, I want to see Leon. And if Islam gets through whoever he needs to fight around Ramadan, Leon versus Islam, Abu Dhabi next year.
That'd be
October,
crazy.
November. Champ.
Crazy.
Champ. I'll be delighted to see that.
Yeah, that'd be crazy. And do you know what? Out of the contenders they are, that's the only contender that I would think actually it's not just a Leon win that's going to be on paper,
Mm.
because Islam is, yeah, the guy's different. The guy's different.
That'd be sick.
But yeah, let's see matchmakers.
We're trying. It's hard out in these streets. Why? Strickland DDP. One, I gotta give Strickland so much respect for that. Hey,
Oh yeah,
to go, Bruna Burns, Gilbert Burns' wife, and little son was sat there in that middle role between Strickland and your guy DDP.
that's it.
Turns around, fires a shot at him. Apparently, DDP goes, "Hey, if you're gonna fire shots at me, look at me in the eyes when you're gonna fire at me."
Yeah, because he's doing that.
I'll take, and then apparently something along the lines of, "I'll have you now. I'll take you now, anytime," and all that, blah 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 blah. Strickland then turns around, still doesn't look at him, goes to the kids.
Hide your wife, hide your kids.
And then jumps.
He just went in for it.
Just jumps.
Hey, fair play.
Staged or not staged?
I watched a couple of things around it. I don't think it's staged. It looked, for me, it looked staged because even those punches, like, they didn't look like they're connected really. It just looked like a punch where you'll be in a brawl in the school, like a 6-man brawl. I mean, because you can't really get like a clean shot on anyone. You're just there bashing somebody's back of his head or top of his head. But I was watching Jamal Hill's podcast, and he was there in the crowd. He was literally next to the kids, I think, and he was saying it wasn't staged. He was saying that you could hear the connections. He was saying shout out to both of them. His mate said, yeah, 1-0 Strickland. So DDP got his ass whooped. Yeah. But I don't think it was staged. What about yourself? What are you thinking?
Dana was like, well, what idiot would even put them two together after the comments that were made just 24 hours before? Oh, hold on a minute. I'm that idiot. I'm that guy. Yeah, so I'm like, even if it wasn't staged,
it's a bit suspect.
Subconsciously, come on.
It's just like, yeah, if anything happens, then hey, good ratings. Yeah, good promo.
Promo, we start the year with our bang, our big numbered cards. They've already got the analytics from Kobe's comments. Straight away, 25% more pay-per-views were purchased.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he said that.
He's a company. Kobe's still a company man, you know. At least all the backlash, the UFC have still gained and monetized off it. That's the thing.
But on that, and bringing, the fact that there were 25% extra pay-per-view buys. I also saw an interview. Do you know what? I'm loving Usman as well. He's going around the podcast circuit. Yo, not us, Usman, your Nigerian brothers. Come on, show us some love.
City boys.
Come on, Niger Nightmare. Come on. Anyway, he's doing all the big podcasts, and he's just telling some great stories, showing a lot of respect to everybody he's fought before.
Come on.
But he made some great points. He went at the end of the day, when it comes to his opponents and who he's fought, and they were talking about who's the bigger draws in the divisions and so on. He said, yo, I'm still getting those pay-per-view checks from the Kobe fights coming through. They stopped for the Leon fights a long time ago. So what does that say about the draw that Kobe is?
He's a big draw. He's a big draw.
But obviously, and when you think of the business, we're talking about the business side now. Kobe, who gets pay-per-view points? Who keeps the champion? Yeah. Kobe's never been champion. So Kobe
depends what's been written in, because we know
there could be a discretional deal, exactly. Yeah. But in black and white and how the deals are usually made, Kobe's effectively making more money for Leon with what he's just said, and he's done the same for Usman twice. Obviously, everyone's saying, "Oh, no one's privy to the extra, those secret little Dana White, whatever." Everyone you hear about these extra bonuses that don't get announced and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I get that, but he's been making these champions a lot of money.
It's true. And you know what? That's what he said. He said after the first Usman fight, he said, "Hey, I'm just doing it. I'm just trying to sell the pay-per-view." After the fight's all done, then that's what he said. Yeah. And again, I don't want to get into the comments or whatever. He said to Leon, like, after he said on the face-off, after he said, what he said, I'm still in character. I do truly believe that.
But there's contention over that now. So where the UFC put the caption, what you said, I'm still in character.
Yeah.
Some have actually said he didn't say that. Some have said that he said, you thought I was just a character. because Leon has also said he puts on this persona. He's just a character. He can't get under my skin.
Yeah.
So now the narrative is actually no. He didn't say I was still in character. You said you thought I was a character, as in because he's still owning it afterwards. He's still saying. He's still speaking smack.
Yeah.
Like everyone said, do you regret these comments? He was a criminal. The families that is, everything is the families that Leon's dad would have hurt and blah 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 blah. Of course, he's burning in hell. I'm speaking facts and all the rest of it. He's still like,
that's mad.
He's still speaking with complete disrespect.
Yeah, that's true.
And on that, Dave wanted to get him in the ring. He even said it. He said,
come on, Leon, don't let him bully you. Big up Dave. Big up Dave.
So yeah.
It's true. But hey.
It was a great card. It was a great way to close the year. I do think I think they had the big MMA awards night the night before because I think Leon won KO of the year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I saw it was even gave it a shout out on Embedded, but I think the year wasn't obviously the night before the card.
But it was last year. Though.
No, but I think there's a date. It's a little bit like the Oscars, so it's not like a 12-month year. It's like the date
calendar.
starts from the awards to the awards.
Right. Okay.
So I think it's around the same time. So that's why Leon won KO of the year.
Yeah. So
I'm already oh well, Leon needs to give that award to Emmett. They should have done that. They should have waited for the card.
It's true.
I don't know what got fight of the year, but oh my gosh, was it Irene?
Ooh,
have you gone back and watched that in its entirety?
No, I've not gone back and watched it. But from remembering what we watched on Sunday night or Saturday night, Sunday morning, that was ridiculous. And fair play to them.
I need to get the names right because these ladies need the ultimate respect put on their names.
Irene Aldana and
is it Rosa?
Rosa. Yeah.
Irene Aldana, Carol Rosa from Brazil. Wow. Potentially my fight of the year. You need to go back and watch it. Yeah. It was violent. It was violent. That first round, Irene's legs were getting chopped up to the extent where it was Kobe chopped up level.
Yeah, it's true. She was still standing, which was
honestly, and the way they just slugged it out was crazy. Yeah. So for me, maybe recency bias, but for me,
recency bias.
Consider that the pure level of violence potentially fight of the year. Plus, what also might cap it is they did that whole "you're in the hospital bed, I'm standing next to you."
Yeah, after the Gustafson John Jones. We've seen that a few times.
Gosh, that the joint hospital photograph selfie. So for me, when you see that, I'm like, that solidifies it for me. When you're doing that and you're both in hospital beds next to each other, winner and loser.
50k bonuses a piece.
I had they got 100k.
100k.
Yeah, but the commentators were shouting for it at the time. Forget 50k, they didn't need 100k. So there was a lot of noise that they need to get 100k each.
Fair play.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's deserved. It deserved.
And did you go as far back to see the Cody Garbrandt versus Kelleher?
I watched it on the night. I've not gone back to watch it, but I watched it on the night.
Did you see that on the night?
I saw it, I think just before.
No. I rewatched
that.
Yeah, that was dirty.
That was
Cody looked, and did you see Cody's call out?
He looks good. Oh yeah,
Figgy.
Oh,
I like
Figgy. Can't you see?
That would be a fight, though.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be a fight.
That would be dirty.
I think So obviously we're gonna get to the point where we talk about our picks and how wrong we were in terms of champions for the end of the year.
Yeah,
embarrassingly so.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna get around to that, but I think next year the loser, I'm thinking forfeit.
Yeah, at least there'd be some forfeits.
And you know what I'm thinking? I don't know. You don't know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking.
Wait. I ain't taking no hits of no professional fighters.
No. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. We're not going to be as immature as that. But I really I've never seen a haircut like Brian Kelleher's. I don't know if he's... I'm thinking the loser of the picks for 2024 has to get the Brian Kelleher haircut.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck? We're going to put that up. wow, that was different. Think about, you know what it is. Oh, it just hit me. Remember Ronaldo, R9.
Oh yeah, just
that was bald. And
had a little toe.
He's done it reversed. He's done the
just a little island, just a cup. Nah, you're mad for that. You're mad for that.
I'm game. That's why we're not going to make the picks now because we need to put some science
research and just multiverse. Because
we're going to do that on camera next year. Whoever loses the picks race gets the Brian Kelleher, and that's to keep it until the first of Jan 2025. So
that's violations, you know.
You got to do Christmas Day. Christmas Day with your family as Brian Kelleher, waving it up on New Year's Eve as Brian Kelleher. That would be a good motivation to make sure you're in church on New Year's Eve. In a safe place.
Yeah, I've got to get these correct.
Brian, that'll be the that'll make the picks race really tasty. I don't think we've really we committed to the picks, but I don't think we brought them out enough as an incentive during the year. Probably because we were just doing so badly from the start of the year.
It's true. It's very true.
So with that tasty morsel, we're doing it publicly. That's our bet to you that we will entertain you. Whoever doesn't pick the most UFC champions by the end of 2024, this date next year, they will be doing in memory of Brian Kelleher. The Brian Kelleher R9 reverse haircut. Boom. It's on now. I think what's her nickname? The Queen of Violence or something like that. Ariana Lipsky. Oh my gosh, she looked great.
What a performance.
She looked great.
What a performance. That submission.
Yeah, she looked good. So if you haven't seen that, go back and watch that. Haven't seen the early prelims. Heard they were all great. Saw lots of love going towards Andre Feely as well. Yeah. I need to go back and find out what happened in the fight. But even like the early prelims, KO, TKO, submission.
For me, the early prelims and prelims were better than the main card.
Really?
Yeah.
I really love the prelims.
The prelims.
I didn't get to see the early prelims. That's wow.
It was such a card.
When we look at the card, I'm thinking, where's the decisions? I can't. Yeah, the women's bantamweight. That was fight of the year for me.
It's true.
Alonzo Menifield. I thought that ended in a finish.
Nah, yeah, it was a finish. Oh, was it
decision unanimous? I thought that ended in a finish.
I thought it did as well.
Anyway,
he stopped him. Yeah, but the decisions came in the.
Yeah, actually, no. There was more decisions on the main card than any other part of the night. Yeah, good point.
It's true.
So yeah, anything else to wrap up from what was a very entertaining night? UFC 296 with loads of repercussions, loads of follow up.
Not from me. I think we've covered most of it. All the stuff I'm interested to talk about. So yeah,
lovely. Well, that has been effectively our UFC 296 wrap up show.
Indeed.
With a few little side bets going on for your entertainment. So yeah, thank you very much for joining the King's Court.
Yes.
We're not quite done yet for the year. Got some more juicy morsels coming. So please be sure to join us. Share, like, comment. Honestly, we answer all our comments.
We do.
We're in the comments.
We do.
Let's interact. Let's engage. I'm your guy Obosogi.
Yes, I'm your guy Mardy.
Over and out. Peace.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times.
On the fence. I'm on the fence.
We don't need to talk about that.
Left hook from Yaoundé came and landed on him, so